Pretty good, buddy. Just sitting here at work, not doing much.
Oh man, that I just got off work. It is a nice day to not be doing anything.
No, yeah, yeah.
Oh mate, so we're gonna do something a little bit different here. We're gonna do our opinion of who was trade winners and trade losers up until are we week 6 right now? Right.
I believe so. Yeah, yeah. We're week 6.
So we're that borderline midway mark. So we're going to do who we think are trade wins and losers. So I'm going to let Falco kick it off. Who do you think the first winner is?
I have to go with the Cowboys. Went and got Jalen Ramsey, a sneaky little pick that for me that puts it over the top over everybody is Alvin Kamara. Like Jalen is obviously big news, and he's a huge playmaker. But Kamara gives him those little extra, key plays on offense to keep his drives going. But yeah, I got to go Cowboys. First one. I mean, he's undefeated right now. Super solid defense. He's just wrecking everybody pretty much. And second team, I'm going to go with the Eagles. I've made on our podcast, New Dawn podcast, I made a little statement saying, Kylo doesn't look the same without a efficient running game, and now he's got Jacobs, and he looks really, really good. So those are going to be my two winners.
Well, I'll agree with you on the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys won it. Jalen Ramsey, stat-wise, doesn't look anything special. I think he has like 3 interceptions, like 10-ish tackles. But the thing is that he's shutting people down. He's breaking up plays everywhere. And he traded Pollard for him, basically, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, it is what it is there. But, that DK looks like DK that went 16-0 the first season of MSR. I mean, I know Kylo's tough. I know Tom's tough. I know number 1 draft pick's tough. But I can see DK running the table in the NFC East. And Jalen Ramsey literally makes the difference. My other winner, and this is going to sound stupid to some people, but I'm going to take the Dolphins. They got JJ 3K from me, and at the time he gave up his super young X Factor cornerback, and it hasn't slowed him down. The little bit of loss on defense has been gained back by JJ, who only has I think he's like in 4th place in rushing yards. He only has 9 touchdowns compared to, and I say only just because of last season. The thing is that he's put him in the return game, and he is getting his close to his 300 all-purpose yards because of the extra yardage that he's getting from returns and kick returns and punt returns.
Yeah. I mean, he's pretty much starting every drive on the 45.
Yeah, and it's crazy. And he is using JJ as a decoy big time in those under center sets because people are giving the respect to that run game, knowing that JJ can bust it, and he's just dumping it over the top of the linebacker where the linebacker was supposed to be sitting in coverage.
Yeah.
So, and is he 4-2 or?
Yeah, he's 4-2 and leading the AFC East.
Yeah, he's probably going to win the AFC East. I mean, that division, I don't know what happened to Bueno, but he fell off the face of the earth in the Bills. I don't know. I haven't looked deep enough into that to know exactly what's happened. And then the Patriots were really, really old. Whenever T. Wayne got them, he got a team that was literally at its peak and then has just been slowly dropped from age since then. So those are my winners. So I'm going to give you one of my losers, and then you can tell me one of your losers. But my first big loser of this whole entire trade from this past offseason, I think the Broncos were the worst. They gave Rev a first and a second in the draft this past year, and for a 92 overall cornerback, don't get me wrong, super, super high overall, but he's a star cornerback. And
Yeah.
everybody knows that if they ain't got a fancy little star underneath them, they usually ain't crap at cornerback. So he gave a first round pick and a second round pick, which I both think were pretty decently high, on top of Rev taking over a Packers team that only had a few wins anyways. So, and then I think Rev turned that second round pick into a superstar running back or something crazy like that.
Uh, X Factor. I think he turned both those picks into X Factor players.
Dear Lord. Yeah. So the rich get richer in Green
Yeah.
Bay. And the Broncos have no improvement. The dude has 9 tackles.
Yeah.
They're 26th in overall defense and yards given up. And they give up like 216 passing yards a game. So, I mean, there's literally no improvement from one season to the next with that one corner.
Yeah, that one was a rough one, especially because there was a lot of players in the draft that he could have used those picks for to build up a little bit, and so yeah, that one's a rough one, especially knowing now Rev got 2 X factors on offense, and still getting some other pieces there in the draft. Rev had a ton of picks, so yeah, that one's a little rough on the Broncos.
Yeah. So who's your loser?
My first loser, that was a solid one. I'm gonna have to go with trying to look up here, see who I had. I just had a little loss of a moment. I guess I got to go with the Jaguars. I mean, losing Ramsey, and now they're on their third owner. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad situation down there in Jacksonville, and they're sitting at 1-5. I mean, they gave up a pretty. I mean, Ramsey shuts down one side of the offense. So losing that and not seeing much in return. I mean, they got Pollard, but 3 different users, so there's 3 different play styles, and it's just not looking good at all for them.
No.
So yeah, I would say that's my first loser.
The Ramsey trade was so bad that it cost 3 owners in one season.
Yeah. I mean, think about that. That's pretty bad.
Then, if I'm not mistaken, they got a running back with horrible abilities.
Yeah, they got Pollard out of it.
No, I'm sorry. Pollard doesn't have the horrible abilities. It's I'm thinking of somebody else. Never mind. My bad. I'm thinking of my next loser.
Oh yeah, no. The move to me though was questionable because he had what was his name, Marion Brace.
Yeah.
And that kid was killing it.
Yeah, I don't know. So, kind of leading into my next loser, and I may eat crow for this at some point, but it is what it is. I'm going to take the Buccaneers for literally one reason and one reason only, and that's that they gave a first-round pick for TJ Watt, who's 30 and a superstar, and he has strip specialist, I think, and then the one where he can pressure the quarterback from a further away distance.
Yeah.
I don't get that. I don't get the first round pick for TJ. And it could be his age that throws me off. I mean, so he's a left outside linebacker, so you can't switch him into defensive end in position because it flips his ability. So I'm going to assume that he's going to play him on the D line. He doesn't have any abilities. You can't play him he could probably play him at linebacker, but the dude has terrible coverage skills. So
yeah.
And then he made, I forget, I don't know what he traded for Swift and at running back to get him. Do you remember?
I think he traded let's see, Ronald Jones. I think there was a running back swap there. Let me see if I can look it up here. I had this written down somewhere, but
That's none here nor there. Anyway, somehow Little Bear ended up with Ronald Jones, and Rhino ended up with Swifton, who has like post flag elite and grab and go.
yeah, he ended up with Byron Jones and Emery Swinton, and Little Bear got Ronald Jones, Zach Jenkins, and a top 10 pick.
Yeah, so that's I don't know. I don't get it, I guess.
Yeah, that was going to be mine. Mine too. The Bucks. That just those abilities just don't go good with Rhino's style. I thought he was doing really well with Ronald Jones, and for him to get that kind of running back, I mean, he has I think just a little over 60 yards per game of rushing. Yeah, 61 rushing yards per game with Swinton. I mean, that's bad.
What's Rhino's record sitting now? Well, he's 3-2, so
Yeah,
he's
3-2.
second place in the South, behind the Saints, who are 4-2. So I mean, Rhino can still win that division. I'm not saying that these trades have totally ruined his chance to win that division, because he still dots people up with Cam. So
yeah,
that's, you're not going to take that away from him. But I don't know. I mean, but that's kind of one of those none here nor there. But Little Bear hasn't done anything too impressive with getting Ronald Jones, because he's like 1-4.
yeah,
So,
yeah. He's 1-4, but I mean, he has 329 rushing yards, so that's not too bad.
that's like half of the leading backs right now.
Yeah.
So, which, and if it would have been last season, it would have been like a fourth.
Oh yeah. It would have been bad last season. Yeah.
Oh, I'm never going to let the greatest rushing season ever in MSR history go. Ever.
Oh, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. That's a feat.
Oh lordy. Oh man. Anyways, dude. Well, hey, it's been a pleasure having you. I'm going to leave you all with the words of wisdom that I have today. Be safe. Have fun. A lot of places are lifting the safer at home stuff. Be smart. Continue to wash your hands. Social distancing probably wouldn't be a horrible idea for a little bit longer. But, just be careful, be smart, have fun. Falco, buddy, it's been enjoyable. I will catch you next time.
Always, JJ3K.